It doesn't hurt that bad. I just love this story. The first time that I heard this story, I just went, man, every one of you are going to know someone like this. You're going to know someone like this, right? So the story is really, really simple. Guy's driving and he sort of gets lost. He's looking for, something out in the country, and he decides to stop by this farmer, right? And ask him very, very simply. Just ask him, hey, I need some directions. So he pulls up, and as he gets out of the car, and the farmer's like sitting on his porch, rocking back and forth, and he starts waves at him, so he knows it's okay. And he starts walking toward the porch, and then out of nowhere, he hears, ooh. He just hears this like moan, really, really super loud. And he looks around, and the farmer's like not, caring. And he starts walking up the porch, and it happens again. And then he looks over and here's a dog laying on the porch. And he looks at the farmer and he's like, I'm going to ask you for directions, but is there something wrong with the dog? And he goes, nah, there's nothing on that, not wrong with the dog. And the guy's like, come on, you can hear. He's like literally howling and crying. And he goes, well, he's laying on a nail. There's a lot of nails in our porch, and sometimes they work themselves up. And he's laying on a nail because right there is where he gets the most shade. And the guy's like, why would he lay on a nail? Why would he just sit there and ooh? And it was the farmer said, listen, it doesn't hurt that bad. It just doesn't hurt that bad. So a lot of people in the world, when they see people that are happy and fulfilled, and they got joy in their life, and they're traveling the world, and they get along, and they have success, and again, freedom. See, we look at those people and we go, they got something. They have something that I don't have. They have something. What's that magical dust? What's that special thing that they do? And I'll tell you what it is. It's a large amount of delusional self-confidence and belief. Have you guys ever seen these people? It's like you sort of like laugh at them because they go, hey, listen, I could do that. And you're going, what? Yeah, I could do videos, and I could learn how to post content online, and I could have millions and millions of views. And people are like, dude, whatever. So today I seen this young guy. He's 23 years old. I should have his name. But I know his YouTube channel. And what he did is at a very young age, a couple of years ago, he decided, him and his brother and a friend decided that, they heard this phrase, school of hard knocks. And so what he decided to do is he was going to track these people down. He was going to find the most successful people that he could find, and he was going to interview them and ask them questions. And so everyone laughed at him. Now he's got billions of views on all his social media. And all this kid does is he goes up and reaches a microphone and he says, listen, I'm building a platform, and he asks them questions like, what did you do to make your money? Were you broke before you started? Did you go through hardship? All the questions. Imagine the questions that you could ask somebody that's already been there, already done it, right? What would you ask them? And so this kid's got thousands of videos online on all the social medias of him asking questions to people that are already successful. And so I'm going like, we live in the best moments of the world where you can go online and seek out the information and seek out the questions that you have. And some people are not, they're negative about AI or anything positive. But when someone tells you what they do, hey, what would you suggest that I do first? They would say, you need to find a way to build this delusional self-confidence and belief. And so we all see these people all the time. It's like, I heard another word for it. It's called ignorance on fire. That's always better than knowledge on ice. But bottom line, energy, enthusiasm, and enthesos, broken that word down, enthesos, means they're full of excitement, full of enthusiasm, because they really, truly believe that if they do the things that others did to become fulfilled, happy, and successful, if they do those things and they do them long enough, they too will win. Yesterday, I actually seen a deal online where, the new guy that just won the batting trophy for the best batter. I think he hit 54 home runs in this contest. And then they show a video of him when he was really young. I'm saying like 10, 11, right in that area. And his father asked him, hey, what are you going to be when you're going to grow up? I'm going to be the home run king. I'm going to win the batting trophy. And I know that all of you hear people do this, but the people that are obsessive with their belief that they can do something and their self-confidence that they can do something. And here's something that I know about me, right? Is that imagination with perseverance and consistency will beat talent every single time. So see, people, again, like on the other videos that I talked about, most people believe stuff that are just not true. And people believe that, well, I got to learn these skills and they're going to take a long time. And I got to learn to do this and I got to learn this. And they have a little bit of, perfectionism. I got to have the right camera. And that's why I started just doing my videos off my laptop. I don't use cameras and microphones or anything because I can pull up my laptop anywhere and do a video. And I'm going to stretch myself, uncomfortable, but I'm going to stretch myself and actually learn how to do videos on my phone. I know some of you are going, Robert, that's easy. Really, send me your YouTube channel or your social media where I can see how many you've done. Well, it's easy. I'm not doing it. So going back to the theme, it doesn't hurt that bad. See, life is simple. It's very, very simple. It's just this thing, what about Bob? What about Bob? That whole show is baby steps. I'm going to baby step to this, and I'm going to baby step to this, and I'm going to baby step to this. And when you get around really successful people, you'll notice they usually tell people to do something for 100 days. Just prove to me that you can do something every day for 100 days. Because that's when you realize it doesn't hurt bad enough. See, everyone wants more fun in their lives. They want more peace in their life. They want more freedom in their life. They would like to have more money in their life, but it just doesn't hurt bad enough. I love this statement when I heard it, is I can help you. What you see, you got to believe this. This is the delusional, self-confidence and self-belief. But you got to believe that if you know what you want, if you truly knew what you want, like a blueprint on a house. See, everybody went, I'd like a new home. Where? Where's the property? I never thought of that. Better think about that. Now that you found the property, what kind of house? Just a house. Can't do that. How big a house? How big's the bedroom? Do you have a pantry? What does stuff look like? What does your yard look like? Well, I don't really want to do that. See, again, you just said you wanted a home, but you don't want it bad enough. That's when you really realize. I have my website, roberthollis.com. You can go /gifts, GIFTS. And there's a number of things that I have in there that my mentor could tell that he should work with me. because my actions spoke louder than words. He told me, he said, "Hey, Robert, listen, I want you to go to the bookstore." Again, this is 38 years ago. And he said, "Get The Greatest Miracle in the World by Og Mandino." And he goes, "I want you to get that book and then read it and then call me." Do you know, for 38 years, I not only went and got it immediately, but I actually read it. And I'm dyslexic. So it wasn't easy for me to read. It really took me a long time to break down all the words and to read it. But I wanted to work with this guy. I could see, he showed me his documentation. He showed me his success. And then he showed me the documentation and success on other people that he helped change their lives. So it wasn't a doubt that he could do it. And then he tells me that he learned to do this from somebody else, and he was going to give me the same information. And I'm telling you what, when I met this guy, it was the right time for me. It was the right time for me. It hurt too much. It hurt too much. I'm hiding my car from a repo man, and it's a used car that I got a loan at a pawn shop. So freaking embarrassing. No electricity in my house. I was, 9 months on workman's comp, making like $900 a month when I used to make, like almost 3,000 take home. I was behind on my promises. I was behind on everything. And I can remember my son, my oldest son, Robert Hollis Jr., and I was driving home after I picked him up from babysitter. And I pulled over to the side of the road. And he said, "Dad, why are we pulling over here? If you go a couple more blocks up and hang a left, our apartment's right there on the left-hand side." And I didn't know how to explain to him that I was hiding the car from the repo man. "What's that piece of paper on the door?" Nothing, my son. Nah, it was a 10-day pay or quit. See, so you run into a lot of people that would love a better life, love freedom, love to do things that they've always wanted with the people that they love. They got all these things in their bucket list and their wish list, but they're not going to do anything because it doesn't hurt bad enough. That was the day that I said, I'm not living like this anymore. I'm done. I was humbled. I surrendered. I prayed, "God, help me. Please help me. Please help me." I was done. I didn't know how to change my current situation. I didn't know what to do. I just knew I needed to do something. And thank God its story is written in my book. How is that working? You can go to roberthollis.com/gifts and get a free copy of it. And, it's all of a sudden when you ask for help and you surrender and you are willing to admit that you don't know how to get to the next level of life, then you can seek and you shall find. And now we have the internet and AI. It's like I had to go pick Sean up that told me about this guy and go meet this guy. I had to drive and go to his trainings and learn from him. Now everything's online. So when people tell me all the time, "Oh my God, my life is so awful. Could you please borrow me some money?" You know what I mean? And I say, "Listen, I'm going to do to you what my mentor did to me. I am going to teach you how to fish. I'm going to teach you how to fish. And once you learn how to fish, then you don't need to ask anybody for fish anymore." So I know how to help people make money right away. right away. They don't have to have money. Did you hear me? You do not have to have money to make money. I know how, because I was taught by people. So I just thought I'd do this quick video because a lot of people are not willing to do something consistently every single day to change the way they feel and they think. They want to just keep doing the other stuff. And when they say, oh my God, then all of a sudden, they just don't know how to break the neural linking in their mind. So they just feel lost. They just feel stuck. The definition of a rut, getting caught in a rut, is a grave with the ends knocked out. And they just keep doing the same stuff every day. I did a video called Algorithms. And I was stuck in one of those patterns. And when you're stuck in those patterns, you sabotage everything. Even when you start doing something that you're a little excited about, you'll stop and do something new, and stop and do something new, and stop and do something new, because you don't have anything planned out. I loved one of the things that this kid was interviewed that did the School of Hard Knocks. And he said the difference that he's seen in people that are on the other side of money, he said millionaires, billionaires, and they thought in decades. They thought in decades, here's where I'm going to be in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. When everybody else is like working till Friday, working for the weekend. It's like, I just need to figure, so everything's short term. So then when they think about doing something long term, like learning to dance or learning a different language or learning how to build a large satisfied customer base that can create lifelong residual income and figure out compounding and leverage, all of a sudden they're just like, I'm not listening to that. That's got to be a scam. That's got to be something illegal. Why? Because you don't have the brain capacity to understand it? I can guarantee you, if I go on your social media, I can find some other things that you don't agree with and don't believe in. It's like, I'm the opposite. I learned to be the opposite. I know the majority of the stuff in the world I know nothing about. I don't know exactly. And people are probably watching this video. Well, I'll tell you what's going on. No, I'd rather look at your actions than listen to your words. What's your relationship with your family? What's your relationship with your friends? How much have you given to charity? Huh? How much of an impact in other people's lives have you made? See, there are other things that I think are more important than being a know-it-all. I'd rather know nothing and do all that stuff. So I love and appreciate you for watching the video. If no one's giving you permission to succeed in life, easy for me to say, succeed in life, let me give you permission, because my mentors did that to me. And just keep going through the videos, and I'm here to help you. You can reach out to me if I can help you with anything. So take care, and I believe in you, and see you on the next video.